Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly referee today because today we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign playing Mongoose Publishing's Outstanding Traveler Science Fiction RPG, 2nd edition, 2022 update. I guess, colon 2022 update. And we are playing through we're drawing some material from the, I guess, now classic, because it is almost a decade old, Pirates of Drinax campaign. Wow. Published a while ago now, and set in the Trojan Reach. And with me today are the stars of our Pirates of Drinax campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing today? First up, we've got Carl.
Hello, I'm Carl, and I'm playing Anchor Gavel, who is an Imperial-raised Vargur, ex-Imperial Navy, best pilot in the system. Sorry, best pilot in the...
Sector?
Sector, yeah. Subsector.
Say, system seems remarkably modest.
I know, system is very modest.
I don't want to be too big for my Vargur britches here, but, you know.
We did the Borderland Run in less than 12 parsecs. I had to get that.
Next up is David.
Hi everyone, I'm David, and I'm playing Dr. Ilyas Abdel, a gifted physician and part owner of the Rift Wanderer.
Very nice. And last but certainly not least is Graham.
I am Graham, and I'm playing Laris Zathu, who is a Darien analyst.
Very nice. Now, I will say for those listening at home, we are continuing to have some issues with Zoom. I have tried to troubleshoot them, but there may be some issues over the course of the session where there's going to be a little bit of pixelation of audio. I do apologize, or breaking up of audio. I apologize for that. It is a problem we're aware of. We're trying to fix it. It's better now than what it was, but we anticipate there may be some issues going forward, so just fair warning for that. Speaking of fair warnings, guys, what happened last time? This is a terrible transition. But, let me see if I've got some reminders here for you. It has been a month since we were able to play last.
Yeah.
We discussed the future, or what to do next. And I think Captain Ghani had some personal concerns around sort of sharing intelligence with the Imperium. But overall, we were sort of deciding on what to do next, and with having Ultima 1 with us and encountering GDCO again, be good or bad, and what we could do about that. So I think we discussed getting a disguise net that would let him completely change his appearance. But our main thing was we met with a Aslan noble, like a minor noble, who had specifically asked to speak to us. Or it turned out mostly Dane. It was mostly Dane he was after, and Dane was somewhat thoroughly disappointed when we rocked up without Dane.
Yeah.
But, you know, and he was a bit pompous. He was a bit pompous and very sort of almost old-fashioned, I guess, in like full battle dress, and just really trying to impress us or to sort of show off. But it appears that his son has gone missing or has not been heard from, and he, uncharacteristically, he actually seems to mostly be concerned about his son's well-being, rather than any sort of shame or sort of other sort of cultural considerations they might have, and to be going back and forth. But despite his approach to us being maybe not the friendliest or the most, you know, straightforward, I think we decided to look into it and to help him, because it's sort of on route to where we wanted to head back towards Drinax and other places anyway. So
yeah.
And I think we found out his son was last seen. He's the word has just gone out of my mind.
Ihate.
Ihate.
Yeah.
So would normally be, you know, expected to fend for himself. So it's unusual that his dad is going, hey, can you, like, you know, lend a hand?
Turns out that the Aslan also have large adult sons. So.
And we know his son was last seen on Phoebus, which is renowned for its genetic engineering of massive lions and such things.
Oh, yeah.
And is a sort of big game hunting planet. And we had some discussion around someone maybe mistook an Aslan for one of the other lions, or vice versa, or yeah. So there's some reason for concern.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is Patarteas, his son, and I think we suspected that his Ehate exploits were being funded by his father. The deal that we were given was 250,000 if he is found and reported back. We get 500k if he's brought back alive, and we get 1 mega credit if he is both recovered and with his ship. Although I'm not sure it said. I assume his ship is intact, but it didn't actually say that.
Yes.
So yeah, that's kind of the financial deal that we got.
And Tilatoral's clan or his entourage will get a 5% discount in any future trade with.
Oh yes.
Yeah, which I think was Drinax of a sweetener.
Yeah. And if this guy can afford to, fly a 300-ton or 600-ton destroyer and, escorts that are 200 tons just to set this shit up, he probably has some money behind him. New money, it does seem, but money nonetheless. So the discount with his allies likely is going to be quite beneficial for Tilatoral.
And I think we learned Thebes used to be a Sindalan Empire outpost.
It was, yeah.
Laris might be particularly interested in.
Yeah.
In the last little bit, too, you guys have learned Laris has been gifted a key of some kind. Anchor was approached by the Free Spurl Association, or whatever it was called.
Yep.
Free Spurl Society, I think. FSS.
Yeah, but no one was interested in helping rebels, I guess. At this point.
Further pissing off Judico? I can't imagine why.
I mean, maybe
there's some legendary pirate treasure out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. We've learned of, what's it, Captain Joan?
Yes.
We were mistaken for somebody we weren't, but we got this key in the process. Somehow.
Yes, that was. What's his name? Zarku. What's his name?
Yeah.
Oh, Vishnu Zarka?
Vishnu Zarka. Yes. The other notable former jump marine that is in the sector. Laris has just thrown his race in with a pack of scheming Xenos. Wait, wrong game. Hold on. I mean, with potential allies and future friends. Nope, that's Star Trek. With some other people who are likely pursuing their own interests. There we go. We've landed on what we need. This guy seems to have thrown his lot in with a pack of. Well, he's got a weird association with the Queen of Yggdrasil and a pack of pirates based out of. I can't remember the name of the planet offhand. There was that legendary admiral, the Betrayer, that you guys had heard about too. Thieve, I think. Theev.
Yeah, Thief sounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of scum and villainy, apparently, that place. Most
definitely. With a not insubstantial battle fleet. So, we left our heroes, or our travelers, in the kind of meeting room, complete with a bunch of new kitschy crap that he has put on the wall that does not have seemingly a very long history behind it, or at least that's what Laris has assessed. Oh gosh, before we start, guys, we need to roll for luck.
Yeah. D6.
Nice.
6.
There you go. Hell yeah. 15
in a row. One more, we got a straight.
All right. Then, anything else that you guys recall or that we need to be aware of before we dive back into your discussions?
No, I don't think so.
There was some discussion last time with the captain.
No, we weren't headed in a certain direction.
No,
I think the mission to help or find out about this Ihate was in that direction.
Kangani's looking for, it was like a naval or a scout intelligence.
Yeah, either
he had.
Yeah, Verito is one place where he could have, or not. Was it Verito? Yeah, it was
one
Verito.
was Verito and Torpol.
And the other,
yeah. So Verito is further rimward, and then Torpol is right there. On the way, they have a newfound fleet that their relatively prosperous rulers have purchased, but they need to staff it with ex-Imperial folks who know how to operate all the stuff. Turns out if you're hiring ex-Imperial stuff, that they may not be fully retired. Or at least so Captain Gani believes. So then, I guess the last thing to consider is the payment. Last time you guys took from, what was his name? Joaquin? Something or other? Who's your fixer? Joaquin Strusum. I don't remember you guys like driving a hard bargain with him over the price that you were to be paid. But do you wish to do so with this Aslan? And again, just a reminder: if a character who is better at the thing you're doing, if the player is not present, you're still going to be able to benefit from their skill. So I think Captain Gani is the one who's got the best, whatever it's called, not bureaucracy. It's the finance, business,
broker. Which no, it's not. What's it called?
Broker.
Broker. Thank you. I knew it was a B word. That wasn't an Army of Darkness reference. It just osmotically came out, apparently. Or absorbed and then came out. So what are you guys thinking? Do you just want to take the... If you're accepting the job, are you taking the price as depicted? 250,000 to go, 500,000 if you recover him, and 1 mega credit if the ship is also recovered?
I don't know. That sounds good to me, but I'm not.
I guess from a purely economic point of view, I think we've figured out Thebes is 5 jumps away.
Yep.
So just to get there is 250,000. I assume it's going to cover costs, but it's going to leave much left over for all of the fuel and docking and things like that. Our running costs.
Yeah. How much?
At our accountant.
I think you guys were thinking of doing either speculative trade or just cargo again too, and doesn't that typically cover the like fuel costs?
Yeah, freight and mail would do it.
Okay,
largely.
Yeah.
We could still ask him to cover things though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just have to other business on the side.
Cost of fuel as calculated or whatever.
Sure.
The fuel and berthing costs or whatever we need to.
Yeah.
Okay. And 'tis the season for people raking leaves, and Anna has thoughts on how that should be done. Okay. So let's see here, broker. Oh, see the trade chapter. There we go. The broker skill just says see the trade chapter without a page reference. Here we go.
So 41 tons of unrefined fuel is apparently 5,000 credits. Life support for a jump is credits. For a jump, if you make it 5 jumps, it's a bit more. Then I guess you're looking at about 60k. running costs. That's just purely, that's not including birthing costs. Birthing costs can be around about 1,000 a time. If we want to include the maintenance, that would be another four a bit. So I don't know. You could argue for thick end of what, 70k, just to cover very basic birthing, unrefined fuel, and some life support costs. Maybe throw that in.
Yeah.
I've got receipts if it helps.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm seeing. So there's a bunch of pixelation going, or breaking up of the audio going on, but I think it's the virtual. So it's the fucking antivirus on the yeah. So let me just try shutting all that off.
Okay.
And seeing if that makes a difference, because that's what's spiking right now. I didn't even think to look at the thing, and it's, yeah, the bloody antivirus that's just chewing up the virtual memory. Come on, you bastard. Let me turn you off. And of course, it's refusing to open. Apologies for the troubleshooting during the session. It's just like this, the only opportunity we really have to do it. Yeah. But Caroline, you were saying, I can hear you clearly now, Graham. You were saying that it's...
Okay. Summary is, our running costs, our base running costs, we were about 70k for about 5 jumps, crudely.
Okay.
So we could put a pitch for that.
I think we should.
Yeah.
Even if we don't technically speaking need it, then it's...
Okay. So then that, let's see here. What's the total cost of that thing? You said 17,000 per jump?
It's about 7. Let me have a look. Sorry, I'll do that again. So roughly, if we allowed 1,000 credits for birthing costs per starport. I haven't done the calculation based on the types of starports we'll encounter, but it's a range. So let's say 5,000 for that. You've got life support, which should be about 52. So that's 50 still per jump. 41 tons is 5. So 5 of those would be 25.
Okay.
So that's, you're looking at 75. Say 75,000. If you wanted to throw in a monthly maintenance charge for running the ship, that's about 4,500. So
an extra 100,000.
Yeah, let's say thick end of 100,000.
Okay, extra 100,000, which would be like, it's not insubstantial for that first. So let's, I mean, you guys do have a lot of luck right now. So
it's interesting, isn't it, trying to gauge his capacity to spend. It's difficult because from Darian, from I think my point of view, Laris's point of view, I feel we've got such strong leverage on him. I almost don't want to leverage him. The leverage is a father's love for his son.
yeah,
we could certainly press and push for it, but I think, I don't know what you two feel, or the crew feels. And in some ways, I'm not sure if I'm even a business partner, so really it's down to you to decide. But my sense is, we could ask for the extra, but the reality is we should be able to make that money by our standard operating procedures. And this guy's, I mean, no disrespect to anyone on the crew, but this guy must be a bit desperate. You know, he's clutching at some straws here to try and get somebody with a reputation, but
yeah,
he's trying to get his son back. How far do we leverage the fact that he's a bit desperate and can clearly afford a bit more. I don't know. It's up to you, but probably Laris's view would be let's just take what he's offered.
Or maybe, if he'll cover expenses in assuming we succeed in the mission, or not assuming, but if we succeed in the mission, he'll cover the expenses that we accumulate.
Yeah.
I see your point.
It's a bit
But we do have a good payout, though. We do have, if we find the ship, it's a 1 million credit payout. So
we can keep just a track of everything, and then when we return with his son, we can maybe see if the bill requires an additional adjustment.
Yeah.
You're right, where just we should approach us in a less pompous, over-the-top way to bring back some unpleasant memories.
Yeah, I think the costs to us, I suppose the danger for us is that the costs for us won't be the routine expenditure, although we'll have to pay that. The cost will be, any sort of battle damage that we might receive on the way, or any medical bills, or anything more untoward, depending on the nature of what we find. So perhaps we should reflect that afterwards.
yeah.
So what is the pitch for Fitakewa then?
I think, following from Laris's argument, we're going to not push for any additional payments up front. We'll, even when we return successfully, we might bring up, if extra costs were incurred, we might then address them.
You're one of those motherfuckers who gives the there's a 10% option, a 15% option, a 20% option for tips. I don't mean motherfuckers. I worked at a restaurant job for years and years. Tips are a legitimate way in North America to earn a living, but that'll be what do you call it? That sounds like if you're accepting it sight unseen. Why don't let's see here, Laris? Why don't you give us something, any skill you think would be knowing about Aslan culture? Because you have spent time around Elihase and her folks, so you have some sense of how things are done, as it were.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I would say I've got sophontology. I don't know, an understanding that's more species. I've got language.
Yeah, that would be. Why don't you give us a roll with that? Yeah, and use intellect, I think, with that, please. This is a matter of extrapolating information, not just necessarily having or extrapolating conclusions, not just knowing something.
Right. Was that for sophontology or troch?
Language.
Language.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, 2 luck would get you to bear success with that.
Okay.
I'd say use it.
Yeah, let's go. Okay. Thank you.
So what, there are probably people who would want to, haggle or trade or haggle over numbers or whatnot. Those would likely be middlemen rather than a direct lord, or an Aslan noble dealing directly with potential employees. So while obviously, the way Aslan choose to do things is not necessarily how you would agree to do things, or that you have to do them that way, the decision to just accept it sight unseen is likely going to go some way to earning good favor in his mind. It's not like he's going to see that, you didn't negotiate a settlement, so you guys must be chumps just taking the first thing I offer.
You got to haggle.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is not. There are other cultures where that may be seen as you didn't even really. This is the little I'm going to pay you. In this, given the context of this and who it is you're speaking to, you're confident that this is going to be viewed as a positive.
Yeah.
So, What do you guys say?
And we accept it then, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Out of respect, we don't haggle, so that's the conclusion.
your offer of payment is measured and fits the nature of the task that you have set us, and as such, we respect the terms with which you have proffered for us, and negotiations are not required any further. It's simply a time for us to act.
Okay.
How did that come through, Kev?
It's breaking up once again, and I'm
stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
And now, no, you guys.
breaking up for me.
No, and that's why I know it's on my end. Like, it's for sure something that's gone on here.
Okay. Right. Okay.
It's back to normal again. And for those listening at home, I do apologize for the audio quality. This is just, it's an extremely frustrating thing trying to sort this out. You're back free now, and I think I got the gist of what you said, which was you're accepting on the terms and recognizing that you're not negotiating. You're bringing that up as a factor as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then, what you guys are going to be paid? I was thinking. I think last time you were paid a quarter up front, right? And there was half partway through. So he will pay you a quarter of the lowest sum to start. So that'll be, I think, 67.5, because it's 250 and half is 125 and half again is 67.5, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
67,500.
He will arrange for that, and then he has some kind of, clearly he has some kind of human agents who deal with humans. There's a form contract that he's going to get you to sign as well, and otherwise you guys are free, unless you're intending on spending more time on his vessel. You guys are free to go.
Okay, I will just check the contract though. I've got advocate, so
nice.
That might help.
That is playing to your GM.
Exactly. How often do you get to roll on advocate? Not very often.
I will caution, I am not a business lawyer. I am a litigator, which means I only see contracts when shit goes wrong. So.
Sure. I mean, in this game, advocate seems very important. I've had it in my ongoing campaign.
Yeah.
We roll it at least once every other game, right? So,
really? Wow. Okay.
Well, because players are paranoid and they want to make sure they're not getting screwed on the contracts.
So why don't you give us an advocate role there, Laris?
Okay. Just because I can, That's it. Here it is. Okay. Let's see what we do. Let's see if I do any better than last time. Oh,
look at that. Holy smokes. I think if you are inclined, you could return a draft that corrects some errors with his precedent.
I'll just tidy it up for him.
Yeah. Point out listen, I think this is what you were intending with this and whatnot. So they will take that, and he will have a word with the human. Which reminds me of this is more of a joke from what do you call it, from med school, but what do you call the guy who graduates at the bottom of his law school class? Counsel. That would be the person who drafted the initial version of this, because there's a lot of room for improvement. What I'm gonna do is, when you eventually try to negotiate higher fees later on, we'll treat that as your result in the task chain. The 14, because that'll have really left a good impression for that you're trying to be fair dealings with him when he's operating in unfamiliar waters. Unsurprisingly, a guy like this who's got such a fragile kind of conception of himself to want to display wealth and whatever else in front of you guys, when he is in an environment that he is not comfortable, he is very difficult to deal with. So you have really saved him. So I think with that role, saved him face for not having recognized some fundamental errors with the draft he provided.
I'll leave him my electronic business card and say if he doesn't need any further contractual work, I might be available then.
Roll for negotiating retainer. There we go.
Nice.
All right. Then, is there anything else you guys wish to do or speak about on the Aslan ship, or are you guys ready to start heading back? Or heading out? I mean, I don't think you picked up your cargo or whatnot yet, but...
No.
We haven't, no. Oh, that's true, we didn't do that, did we?
Yeah. Do we need to get something from him to identify us as actually coming from him? Like when we meet his, hopefully we'll meet his son and, figure out what's going on.
Yeah, if he,
we're just going to rock up and go like, hey, your dad sent us. And he's like, what are they on about? Or do we...
Yeah,
there's have something that says
probably,
actually...
Yeah, it's like vid stuff or whatnot, or a transmission from them that you can pass on to him, so, it's clear that it's coming from him. Absolutely.
Did we agree our... Oh, I can't remember, I'm sorry. Did we agree our flight path? Or sort of jump route, should I say?
Not yet. I'm certain that you guys have... what do you call it? Have discussed. Let me get rid of our Aslan ships here. But boy, do they look cool, eh? Holy smokes.
Yeah.
They do, actually. They are cool.
Okay, I have yet to have you guys get in a dogfight with any Aslan ships, but those saucer ships they have, or like the crescent ships, fucking cool stuff. You guys need some guns first, or more guns at least. Okay, so here is the path. You guys do still have the extra fuel bladder, so you can do 2 jumps without refueling. So I think we were talking about... Oopsies, that is not the right... I didn't mean to throw you guys into combat. George says his heart rate always goes up anytime we accidentally trigger that. So 1, 2, I think you guys were going to Drinax.
Oh, that's right,
3 was to Torpal. 4 was to either Ogma or Marduk. And 5 was to Thebes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only 24 feet, too, so,
It's not bad, is it?
4 men lying down. How hard can it be to get there?
Just need to walk to the other end of the ship and we'll get there. Okay. In which case, our first expenditure then is, would that be 82 tons of fuel?
Okay.
Okay. I'll separate that out, put that into the accounts. I've got the payment into the accounts as well now, so that's okay. Okay, so that transaction has been done. So we've got the fuel on board.
Nice.
Okay.
We are currently fully maintained for 4 weeks. That was paid for with berthing costs at the World.
Yep.
So really, we're just good to go. I think. Oh no, it's. Are we doing freight and are we doing mail to Drinax?
We should probably try to do both. Both mail, probably first for sure, right?
Yeah, last time you guys were concerned about getting stuff because you didn't want people knowing where you were going. You've got a great deal more freedom now.
Yeah. So what do we do for the mail?
Okay, let's do the mail.
So, mail. To determine if there's mail available, roll 2d6 and then add the following modifiers. So we check the freight traffic modifiers. There we go. All right, so I should pull up the stats for the world then. Oh, it's on the map.
On the map, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Somebody loaded this in an image that is... I mean, it could be a combination of aging eyes and poor resolution, but that does not look very easy to read. Let me see. Is the world on this map?
Oh, it's gone.
Oh, sorry. I brought you over here. So I think it's...
There it is. Yeah.
Yes, okay, which is, I think, easier to read.
E.
Okay. So the, let's see here. The world population, which number is that?
That is the third from the last.
Third from the last, including the dash or not?
It's 5.
5, okay.
The world, right?
Yeah.
Not, yeah, the world, yeah. Okay.
So no dice
5.
modifier for the world population. Wait, it's for the destination, right? Oh, for both source and destination worlds.
Oh.
Okay, so Drinax has a population of 4. Okay, so no modifiers for population. The starport is an E here, which is minus 1. Drinax is A, which is +2. That's a net +1.
Yeah,
Tech level is 7 here, which is no dice modifier, and an E in Drinax, which is +2.
It's +3 then.
Yeah, so, and then neither is an amber or red zone. Each parsec of destination past the first is -1. So it'll be 1, 2. We're going to give you the benefit of 1, 2, 3, 4, the fastest route there. So that'll be -3. So I think it's a wash for the fright dice modifier, right? Net +3, net -3.
Mm-hmm.
Or not net. I'm saying net. Like I don't understand what that word means. One modifier of +3, one modifier of -3 is a net of 0.
Yeah, so that's the freight traffic modifiers done 0. Our ship is armed. That gives us a +2.
Hell yeah.
And world is tech level 5 or less. It's not, so that doesn't count.
Yep. So there's no modifier there. So
it's +2.
So +2 against a target number of 12, but you can spend luck on this.
And we have also got plus the traveler's highest naval or scout rank.
Right.
That was Ghani, yeah.
It was Ghani, wasn't it? Yeah.
Ghani's rank. Let me see here. Where is he here?
It's not what you know. It's you know, or something. I don't know.
Truly.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it here? Okay.
Clearly, Third Imperium and adjacent is just nepotism.
You say nepotism, they say networking. All right, so I don't see, maybe it's on notes, powers, inventory, skills.
Ghani.
It's going to be a few, isn't it?
100% is bio and info. Nope. Yeah, I thought it was. I just don't remember where.
Well, Anchor, I'll give you Anchors. I can find it too.
Could use yours.
He's rank 4.
4.
4. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, and the highest SOC DM. Who is that?
Good question.
Not Anchor.
Oh, it might be Alonso.
I think it's Alonso.
SOC modifier +1 from Alonso.
So that's 5.
Although
so
Lairs might have a. What's his?
No, my SOC is really low because
okay.
it's one of those strange ones for Traveller. It's like my personality and my sociability is quite strong. My social standing,
standing is important.
is low.
Okay.
And it tends to be more focused on your sort of social ranking status rather than how personable you are.
Okay. So then that is a net of +7. Yeah.
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 Who wants to do the honors?
Wow. Do you want to do it, Anchor?
No, we got it.
No, I've done it.
Nice.
You got it. Oh, wow.
There you go. You guys are selected for male. There's 1d6 containers available at a rate of pay of 25,000 per container. Each container takes up 5 tons of space. So who wants to give us the 1d6 roll? Ooh, travelers must take all or none at all. Two. Okay. So it's 10 tons of cargo, paying 50 grand.
Good.
Okay, 10 tons. Cargo. Mail. It's 50,000.
Okay.
That's in.
All right, so that's 10, and then what do you wish to? Just regular cargo with the rest?
Freight. Yep. I think just freight, I think.
Okay. Major cargo lots are 1d10. Let me just see here. How much cargo room do you have left? With that, don't you have like 55 or something like that as your cargo space, somewhere in that range?
We have got a 41 tons worth of fuel on board inside our cargo bay.
Oh, right.
We're running with an extra big
Right, we got them.
Yeah.
So I think once we've got 10 tons of mail in, that's 51 tons. I need to get this. Oh, here we are. It's over here. Well, that's 9 tons left, but we also have all our kit.
Does the 9 tons cover? Because I think we've looked up and routinely forget how heavy the air car is. Every time it's a surprise to us. I want to say it's 9 tons, but I.
Should we just say that for this run, we will just do the mail?
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's give or take. It's not going to be far off.
So maybe the
air car's 4 tons. I think.
Yeah, it's something like that. I'm trying to find where the
4 or 5.
There you go.
It always used to be. It's trouble you play this game for
4 tons. Yeah, it's 4 tons. Yeah, exactly. 4 tons for that, and then each of the I think you guys have 2 grav bikes or 0.5 each.
Yeah, it's only 1.
Oh, it was only the 1. Okay, so it's 0.5. So it's 4.5 tons.
Sorry, it's 2. Yeah, you're right. So it's 1 ton.
Okay.
So that's 5.
5 tons. So we got 4 tons left.
4 tons left.
Yeah. There are some minor cargo portions. Like I think if you're looking for 4 tons worth of stuff,
it would be an incidental cargo lot. If there are any incidental lots at 1d tons, then
I think you can assume there are likely like this. Just with the world is a pretty important, not as important as Verito used to be, but it is a not insignificant trade hub. And finding something just that size, happening to go to Drinax, if it's just paying a flat rate, I think we can assume you can find that. We'll save ourselves the dice rolls.
Okay, so 4 tons of freight. Is it 4 parsecs? Did we say we're traveling?
It is 4 parsecs, correct.
4 parsecs. So it's 4. So it's 4,400 times 4. I'll put that in.
Okay. For our next session, I'm going to switch over to the. Here we go.
17,600.
Okay, so there's something called what's spiking called DSA service, which is causing massive spikes, and that's a relatively current issue.
Okay.
Huh. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I can see what happens when I just because that's the thing that's been spiking CPU usage. I thought it was RAM and I thought it was other stuff, but it's if that's the issue.
That's your deep security agent.
Ah, okay.
He's dead. Just looking it up. I don't actually really know that.
Okay, I say, like you run a Linux system, so I assume you know more than I do about this.
It's a Windows thing.
Yeah. Okay. So where are you? Yeah. Let me just stop that and see if that fixes our problem here. I just got to catch it. It's like a really fucking irritating Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we here? Background. Here we go. DSA service. Okay, you fuck off. DSA update service. Also, fuck off into the sun.
Oh, I guess it's a Windows update, probably.
Well, I ran a Windows up. Like, this is a thing. I spent my fucking weekend. I did every driver. I uninstalled and reinstalled shit. I, like, everything I could. Took a bunch of programs off that I thought were running in the background because, like, Creative Cloud routinely runs bullshit when you don't want it to. So I turned all that shit off as well. But let's see. I've turned it off. It appears to be, or stopped the process. And it does not seem to be running. Let's see if that addresses my issue here. Because it'd be great not to have to change how I do things. Stuck in my ways. All right, so then we don't appear to have crashed here, so that's great. So welcome to Traveler and Tech Support. Oh, and thanks. Graham's gone. I see. He sent me a link for high CPU usage too. So let's see if that fixes our problem. We are at our mid-session though. Graham had the right idea. Why don't we take our mid-session break right now, guys? We'll come back and see if we have any issues in the interim. I do need to do one thing too. Apologies for those listening at home. I'm gonna have to make you sit in silence for the mid-session break because we had a copyright claim on the portion of music that was playing during the things. It's open source music from a guy named Carl at White Bat Audio, and but I'm going to turn it off just for this, so I don't have to make an edit later on and lose the chat because I lost when I made the edit to the video. It dumped all the chat from last time. So anyway, that's enough behind the scenes stuff. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Okay. Everyone listening at home, I hope you're having a great last day of the weekend. And for the Canadians, hope you had a good Canadian Thanksgiving last weekend. All right. Okay. So
testing,
all
1, 2, 3.
We can hear you.
Okay.
And I do not. Ooh. Get rid of you. I swear, like this whole programs as a service thing is just fucking murder on computers. It's constantly running scans to see if shit's updated or not. And constantly updating programs that I don't think I've used in years. Thank God my Adobe Bridge has been updated. Holy smokes. So, guys, what else do you need to do on the world before you, as it were, set sail? Are you taking any passengers again? Or are the days of transporting passengers on the Rift Wanderer come to a close after one of them tried to fucking murder you all?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll do a deal with you, Kev. If you promise not to roll on some god-ass table, then we'll take passengers.
I mean, it's not like I've got a source book completely dedicated to 1,001 characters.
We could take passengers.
I guess we could.
I will tell you, the first bad encounter you did have with him, that was me putting my thumb on the scale to set the counting up the right tone.
I mean, we make a ton of money because it's a 4-parsec journey.
And I will reassure you that I did grab the events, week in the warp table, so I'm ready for that as well.
Okay, let's do this then. Do you want to? Should we see how many?
Yeah,
passengers?
Drinax is a popular destination this time of the year.
I just thought so. Yeah, it's good season.
That is, one upside to you're tracking time moving pretty rigorously with a basic traveler campaign, but the calendar doesn't fucking matter whatsoever. So one of the things that is normally a shortcoming in campaigns where you're like, is it still fall? It feels like it's been fall since we started playing 3 years ago.
I guess you just need to worry if you're heading towards 1107.
Oh right, because shit
happens. Okay, should we? Do you want to?
Yeah, I'm just
passengers?
Getting back to the trade chapter here.
That's page 239.
Awesome, thank you very much. Okay. Oh yeah, great. I mean, you've got your brand new high guard too, right?
All this faux leather.
And if the corners of it come off, you can pop them right back on.
Okay.
Yeah. I've done that with my
won't touch it again. I'll just leave it there.
That's exactly why we're using this one now instead of the other version, is because it looks gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So passengers. Your chef steward, which actually Jeff has. I think he did actually spend XP on that. So let's see here. Steward. He does have a +2 in total with steward. You're rolling for high passengers, right?
We're rolling for mid.
Oh, middle passage, right?
Yeah. I don't think we have them.
No, we didn't get the upgrade to the.
Middle passage has a very unfortunate historical association. It's really Unfortunate that they're choosing that to be the way to reference it. Okay, for destination, the population does not matter because it was 5 for each, but +2 for Drinax as a destination.
-1.
-1 for
the world.
The world, yeah.
So that's +1. No zones, and then it's each parsec of destination past the first.
So -1, so another -3, yeah.
So that's a -2, I think.
Overall, okay.
Plus the steward skill.
Which is +2. So it'll be -1 net?
0.
0, okay.
It cancels out.
Nice.
Truly the best kind of game discussion. I heard someone did a review of Shadowrun 6th edition, and it's like, yeah, like you're losing all the modifiers too, but like so often you end up just like having time talking to get to 0. Like just use the new rules. Okay, so who would like to give us a 2d6 roll? This will tell us how many passengers for Middle Passage.
I go.
Yeah.
Oh, it's done.
5.
Five.
Okay.
Excellent. I mean, it's loads, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's go to the ship here.
It's not bad. Yeah.
2 dice passengers then.
Here we go. Let's see.
As long as we don't have to take them all, right?
Yeah. We don't have to take them all.
No.
I think our staterooms are going to fill, basically, by the look of it.
Let's see here. Yeah, someone's going to be bunking up to fit the extra. Where's the... Here he is, Rift Wanderer. I'm just going to move the current crew over there. Bear with me a sec here. Boom. There we go. So we can use this as our regular discussion point here. We are... Ultimate 1. Let me bring you guys over here. Here we go. I do like there's a new button on Roll20 on the sheets that just you can move the party here. So if you're on a sheet, you can do the same thing by bringing the little ribbon over, but I like that. I like it. Okay, so there is everybody on the ship. You have 2d6. All right, so let's figure a fun way to do this. 5 people. I'm going to roll for the most interesting one. So let's say there are...
I think we can take 5 passengers. Is that right, guys?
Yes.
Right there?
Yeah. 5 spare. Normal.
5 spare, because you got one that's the like default med bay now, right? One that is...
we have 4 spare.
Yeah, one that's where Ultima 1 lives.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
The one off the main room is where I think you have 4.
Yeah, maybe you're right. 4.
Because you have 1, 2, or does anyone else live on the second deck? Deck 2, I guess.
Yeah.
Deck.
Yeah, I think I do. I think Laris does.
Yeah, so 3. I think 3 available spots.
Okay.
We got 10 staterooms, 5 crew, plus Ultima 1.
Okay.
Plus 1 extra one for the med bay.
Med bay.
Yep.
Well, that would be 3 then.
Oh, we have low berths though too. We have 6 low berths.
3.
6 low berths, yeah.
And a physician on board.
Yeah.
Who can notify the next of kin when... I'm sure it'll be fine.
Should we just say that we've got 6 in the low berths as well? Then?
4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm trying to count out the number of beds here. Oh, there's 3 on the main floor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 3 in total. 3 middle passage. Okay. And then the low berth. I think you guys can find... is there any difference for low passage? Is it +1 from low passage? I think you guys will be fine to fill the low passage. But let's find out who's traveling with you. This will be interesting.
Passage.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Low passage. 6, that's 18. 23, 4.
All right, let's do this.
Mid passage.
Yeah, because this is roll 20. Why don't you guys give us a... Oh, they unfortunately don't. I was going to say that I was going to go through the 1,000 characters that are in here and just pick them out, but if you roll a D 1001, I cannot tell where one ends and one begins. So let's do this. Why don't each of you give us a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Give us a D6 roll. That's handy. Okay, a 5, a 3, and Anchor, would you mind giving us a D6 roll, please?
All right.
4. Cool. Okay. Let's see. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 3. Oh, that's good. 4. Interesting. And 6. Oh, boy. All right. Or 5, not a 6, right? Yeah, 5. Hold up, I got that right one. 6. Okay, so 3. There we go. All right, then.
So it's 1,100.
Let's see.
10,000.
1,100 for the low
No,
birth?
that's right. Sorry, it's just working out life support.
Okay.
Because we're basically taking on additional people, which will cost us more.
Oh, I see.
That's okay. I just
Okay.
10,000.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 28. Okay, then, Laris, would you give us a D28 roll, please?
Oh, sure. Hey, DCC, here we come.
Yeah. 4. Okay. 1, 2, 4. Okay. Give us a D6 roll, please.
Chartered accountant. Uno.
Okay. All right. So the first person is an army vet. Named Burris Oakleaf. I'm not saying oak leaf in a funny accent. That's I'll spell that out for you. That's actually pretty close. So oak and then Alvie. I mean, it's a fucking made up name. So why am I bothering? Like,
It's okay.
Okay. So I'm going to note what page he's on. Next, Laris, or sorry, Dr. Abdel. Ooh. That's it. Okay, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 21, 26, 27, 28. Could you give us a D28 roll? I'm beginning to sense a pattern here. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and give us a D6 roll as well. I believe I've figured out the structure. Let's see, page. Okay. Oh man, you came this close to getting the most pulp-sounding passenger. Unfortunately, Solomon Chase has decided to travel on a different vessel.
Come back.
Wow.
Yeah, please.
I think the overwhelming. You know what? I'm going to put my thumb on the scale for that one. I feel like Solomon Chase has to come on board.
Absolutely.
We've had that guy before.
No. It's just the name is exceptionally badass.
And what is he?
Solomon Chase is.
What are they? Who are they?
I mean, I would have thought the name would have told you. The retired cop and law enforcement officer would tell you everything about that. Okay. That's funny. He's a twitchy ex-cop. God, that's great. Oh, man. He's a cop on a case.
He's got 3 weeks of jobs. He's got 3 weeks of space
retirement, exactly. I have 3 weeks until space retirement. God damn it. All right. Then, finally, Carl, would you give us a D28 roll and then a D6 roll, please?
D28.
For those listening home, I'm using supplement 7, 1001 characters for this. God, that's neat.
And then what's the other one?
The other one is a D6 roll.
All right, so that's on the cheap bar.
Okay. Let's see. 24. That's pretty good.
And a 6. Yeah, I don't know why I rolled twice.
24 and 4. Okay.
Interesting.
12.
So today, $5, 5 British pounds equals $666.66. It's stuff by.
I think our interest rates are going down, so it's pressure on the pound. Just
not imposing a tariffs on the Chinese.
Yeah.
To double our costs.
Yeah, fun times. Just to give you an idea of the economics of this, just so you know, this journey has a cost to us, and I put the cost of our life support for a maintenance period, which is a 4-week period, all up front. It's about 30,000 credits for this journey. That's just purely on fuel and life support, nothing else, and no payments, obviously, to us as the crew. In terms of our income, it's 160,000. And the reason for that is we're going 4 parsecs for mid-passage, each of which is 20 odd thousand. So
nice.
Nice.
Can you charge more if you have like a faster jump? I was wondering.
It's parsecs traveled rather than
duration. Length of time.
Duration, yeah.
You could probably charge a premium if your broker.
You really should, shouldn't you? Yeah.
Your broker can negotiate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Your final passenger, guys, is Candle Hollybow.
Oh, come on! She
has a performance in Drinax.
Candle Hollybow is the founder of the Candle of Hope Ministries, a holy order dedicated to the worship of self as God.
Where is that? What's the supplement you're using?
I'm using 1001 characters, supplement 7 for Mongoose Publisher or Mongoose Publishing, Mongoose Traveler 1, but I think it's a reprint of an earlier. I think that earlier Traveler had that as well.
All right.
I'm going to have to. I'll be having some serious conversations with Kendall.
Yeah,
it's not about the self, Kendall.
If you want to actually, if you are, I can't remember. You're an archaeologist, not an anthropologist, right?
I'm a sophontologist and archaeologist.
Oh, okay. So you could. Why don't you give us a? The difficulty will be pretty high here, but why don't you give us a sophontology roll? Largely because I want to say sophontology as much as I can.
Listen, if I'm going to roll Sophantology and Advocate in one session, bingo, I win.
I know.
I will tell you.
We should have a Traveler bingo card. That'd be great.
As a word of caution, I don't spend. There's a not inconsiderable amount of time in our Warhammer 40K game where it's just me and Sean saying macro statue back and forth to each other because we think it's funny. So, oh boy. Look at that, though. Holy smokes.
Holy smokes.
Awesome.
Jeez.
All right, so what you know is that Candle Hollybow,
Yeah.
how would you not trust a newfound religious leader named Candle Hollybow?
Wow.
Candle Hollybow's Candle of Hope Ministries, with a K, by the way. Oh, yeah, I put it in there. There are critics who find that those who join her tend to, if you think of any kind of, fringe religious type on our planet, where folks join, all their money goes to the ministry, and then they come out the other side as aggressively, what do you call it, evangelical tenants, that is who is on your vessel. That is what the Candle of Hope ministry tends to be like.
Nice. Well, send her to Drinax to proselytize. That's
There's
awesome.
a lot of money to be made there, and a lot of impressionable, very old folks.
With a lot of money. Yeah.
So you've got a cop on a case, you've got the Candle of Hope ministry leader, a cult leader, and
How
you've got...
dangerous would it be to have a sort of scented candle in each of the staterooms? Just...
And then Burris O'Calvey. O'Calvey, sorry, I'm mispronouncing his name.
And that's the one that's going to be trouble, right? Watch.
Well, that's the one who's going to be, by the end of the trip, converted to turning his military pension over to the Candle of Hope Ministries. All right.
Solomon Chase is investigating her criminal. That's the whole thing. Yeah.
Solomon Chase, I absolutely love it. They give like a 4-line summary for each of these characters too, just to kind of,
awesome.
and then like a subtitle
Nice.
to give you like what the character's about. Awesome stuff. Really, really great. I've used it in the background before too. It's the first time we've rolled live with it, but
Meanwhile, the people in the low passage are just kilograms carried.
exactly. They're biological cargo. That's it. No more, no less. Madison, I was following your channel until this classist bullshit. I think we make up for it in Paradar, because Paradar is only from the lower class perspective. So then, that is the 3 interesting passengers you will have on for 4 weeks of travel. 4 weeks? Yeah, 4 weeks of travel, I guess, hey?
It's going to be about 2 and a bit weeks.
2 and a bit weeks.
We jumped 2, so we can get there in
That's true,
2
right,
jumps.
right. Yeah. And you don't, right, because there's in this, there's no, as long as you're not like needing to refuel, you can just boom, pop into real space and then pop back into warp again, right?
Yeah, pretty much. We need to do like a recalibration and set the jump engines for the next jump point. But yeah, it's loosely speaking, it's going to be 2 to 3 weeks.
Awesome.
Allowing for system travel and stuff like that.
Okay. Then, anything else, you guys? Was there any other? Now you got a little influx of cash. Was there any other gear or business you need to attend to on the what do you call it? On the world?
I say my goodbyes. We are running at an operating balance at the end of this particular jump journey of 1.856 mega credits is what we're on now.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask for a raise.
Yeah. Actually, it's a really good point. I think I will come up to Captain Ganny or one of you and say, what is the pay for this for my crew position?
That's an excellent question. Gani?
Well, what do you think you should be paid?
Well, as I might get to roll advocate again. So, I don't know, standard rates, whatever the standard rates are. And are you actually going to pay me or not? Because that's actually not how. That is not the deal with the crew. The crew do not get paid, do they?
Yeah, I think we've had a very sort of almost pirate ship approach to, whatever we make on the job, we split out in equal measures. So there hasn't really been a weekly rates or anything like that. It's mostly been whatever we take, we've shared equally.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I think that's probably a good shout.
Yeah, I don't know. Did we ever split because I only have 5,075 credits. I guess we never split.
No, you guys paid out Dane from sort of the group shares, but I think you guys have been just making purchases from the. I assume you're making purchases from the.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is why everyone's got a duster trench coat now.
Room and board is paid for and all that, So, okay. Yeah, that's cool. All right.
Okay.
As long as I didn't. I don't remember if we had like an operating budget or. Basically, we buy something. We just go, hey, Captain, I'd like to buy this, and
So when the slimline dishwasher breaks, we can just pay for it. It's fine, and we don't even have to go on credit. We can just buy it.
Lucy needs some powered assault armor.
Yeah, sorry, it's just very close to my heart right now because my slimline dishwasher has actually broken.
Oh,
no!
Shit. Fuck.
Yeah. My missus now wants to get the one that you can actually send it to control it over the internet, and I'm just thinking, I just wanted to wash dishes.
And as long as you can do it in person as well too, but like that just screams failure point.
It is a tech level 8 dishwasher.
But here's the question: is it something that you can get from a domestic? Manufacturer, or is it going to come from outside of the Brexit zone?
It comes off world.
Exactly. Oh man, I don't know why I'm laughing because the one of the last common Kickstarters that we were both backing, it was cheaper for mail to you from the US than it was for me. So what the fuck am I laughing about?
I think UK has gone down, but like. For stuff from Europe, like it's almost as much as the Kickstarter to get it from like. Yeah. I think that the History of the Crusades one I did is like, oh my gosh, it's like 20 euros to ship it.
Whatever that
I paid like $60. So
there was that BRP one that you had mentioned, Graham. I haven't backed it yet because just because I don't know if I need it, but the shipping in that one
was it?
What is it? It's the one with the it's got that really fancy looking cover, black. It's a YouTuber who put together a game. I can't remember what the name of the thing is. I know it describes like every fucking Kickstarter that's not, Green Renine or Kobold Press. Like Borderlands or it's not that, but in any event, that one had, I think, the only place on the planet that was more expensive to ship to than Canada was like the Polynesian Islands or something like that.
I think it was Broken Empires. Yeah.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah.
I have backed it.
Nice. It's, a D100 game. I felt safe that you were probably going to go in. It did look quite good too. I just held off because Ars Magica and Conan dropped this week, and we've got that Face in Carpathia one coming out. Come the fuck on. Ooh. Oh.
The Trail of Cthulhu came out too, and yes, I can pick one probably, but that's about it.
Yeah, Trail. I'm less keen on Trail just because I'm not crazy with I like the ideas that Gumshoe brought to the kind of gaming space and to think about how you do mysteries. I just haven't had great experiences with it at the table, but
I had a good experience. Like when I played it at a con, it was really good. But I do feel like it has that sort of when I played Fate. Maybe this is wrong, Graham, but when I played Fate, people always wait till the very end to use all their points, right, and then make a big roll. And that seems to be what can happen in Trail of Cthulhu. Is like I'm going to save all my points till the end and make my 1d6 plus 8 roll on combat or whatever, and so. That's I guess that's what my guy did. So maybe I'm the power gamer, but so like I had like not a detective like Solomon Chase. Maybe his name was Solomon Chase. Anyway, but like we came upon this cultist doing this ritual, and I said I just pull out my gun and shoot him, because that's the quickest way to stop the ritual. And I had like 6 in my combat, so I was like, okay, I'll roll 1d6 plus 6. I'm gonna hit him and do a lot of damage. So,
but there's a lot in the name. My wife's surname is Bond. So when I go to collect my shopping from Tesco, and they say name, I just say the name's Bond. They love it. It never goes on. It never gets old.
Yeah, Jason Connolly and I are supposed to get together and do a podcast and talk about some Bond films, because we did like a Molly Maguire's podcast. We talked about the movie Molly Maguire, and then someone asked a question about Sean Connery, so we're going to talk about Bond now. Awesome. But then it's going to segue eventually, I hope, into
Zardoz. I hope it's going to segue into Zardoz.
A game set in the Zardoz. Well, no, the James Bond game.
Yeah. That's one of those ones.
I have fond memories of Zardoz because my mom took me to go see a rated R double feature, which is probably a bit embarrassing and TMI, but anyway, we saw Alien, and then Zardoz was the other half of the double feature. So it was like so we were like laughing by the end of the double feature. So
that's a long time for a kid to sit through a film that asks a lot of you emotionally from that first one.
Yeah, it's good though.
That's awesome. Okay. Then anything else we need to do in the world? Sorry, I think you may have answered this already, but I just don't remember the answer.
I think we got to jump, right?
I think we're going to go.
All right.
Elias will insist on health checks for all of these passengers.
Yes.
Before we freeze them, especially the ones that we're going to freeze.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Yeah. Why don't you give us because you actually do have to. It's reviving them. I think it's like a plane, right? Like taking off isn't as hard. Landing, that's trickier.
Yeah, if anyone listens, I will brag that. You're in good hands with Dr. Ilias. He once saved a patient who was in cold birth. That they were all shot up and stuff. So no problem. You guys look healthy enough.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what? And then they're frozen over.
Although, could you just sign this disclaimer, please?
Just right. You and your family will not sue.
Okay.
Well, we can send the bill to that Aslan dude on that planet. Yeah. The spy master.
Oh yeah, to sync.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's under the medicine or first aid.
It's page 158 for low passage.
Nice.
There's a real danger to the passenger. Routine medical check is required upon opening the capsule.
Oh, opening, okay.
Yeah.
Applying the passenger's end DM if they have one.
I thought so. Yeah, I thought it was landing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good to know my brain working only by way of metaphor works well.
Wow. If the check, no pressure, but if the check fails, the passenger does not survive.
Oh, geez.
On the upside, the meat is perfectly preserved. So,
Yeah, we are going to. Well, I don't know. Does Drinax do that kind of stuff?
But you're getting kind of near the Pirates of Okama. It's rumored that some of them are cannibalistic.
Oh, wow.
So,
The anchor goes on to talk about conspiracies that, it might be true that some Vargers in the Extents are actually, eat sophonts for good health and intelligence gathering and stuff.
Yeah.
One of the things about
the Jodani eat brains too.
Yeah. He heard it. Whatever the traveler equivalent of Facebook is, it said it. So why would it lie? The other thing, remind me when you guys get closer to, because of your penchant for conspiracies, there's some interesting things you'll have heard about Marduk as you guys get closer.
Oh, nice.
Right. Yeah.
Are we going to run a low birth lottery as suggested? We put 10 credits in for each low passage person, so it's a 60 credit pot.
Is that Dane speaking, or is that Lara speaking?
Okay.
Okay. Then.
That sounds like a Captain Ghani thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the ship's steward. Have we got a steward?
Okay, so then you have your 6 low berth passengers on board. You have your others who have gone on. I'm going to find images for those folks if the trip doesn't finish today.
Okay.
Because, I mean, come on. Solomon Chase and Kendall Hollybow.
Oh, man. Well, Solomon Chase, Anchor is going to probably talk to him about his conspiracy theories if he gets a chance, so...
Yeah, and it's neat. This is one of the things I do. Like, I know it's taking time to get this stuff, but like, this is the fun of the emergent campaign. I find is that like, because there's ways where I'm like, oh my god, like when you guys talk to him, there might be ways to connect this to other shit that's been happening in your campaign. So, like, it's I mean, it ends up turning Traveler into a bit of a life simulator more than it does a strict like playing an adventure RPG. But I love that. That's something I love about this game.
Yeah, I asked my players in my Traveler campaign, hey, do you want to just fast forward to where we're supposed to go next for the big thing? And like, no, the funnest part is when we go to a world and weird stuff happens. So like I have an adventure where they came across a misjumped Aslan ship that's being escorted on a world, and they're like, well, how did this happen? Because they just misjumped too. Yeah. Like they did the weird misjump. They did the misjump where it's like instantaneous, like they travel instantaneously, which is really bizarre. And especially it's funny because one of their passengers complaining that they're going to be late to where they're supposed to get, but then they misjumped, and then they're like, and then something else weird happened. So, but they're like, oh, this is great because they like now we have an adventure from just random rolls.
Absolutely,
like the beauty of this emergent campaign, and Traveler is very
totally agree.
Been doing that since '77, right?
Yeah. All right, then. Dr. Ilias, while you need not make sure that they are alive, you could check and see the conditions of your other passengers if you like.
Yeah, I think with the last batch, we insisted on an upfront, just in case we can best provide a safe passage to them, any sort of medical conditions that we should be aware of. So he'll ask for basic health information or a brief medical examination.
Okay. Some will have those. Candle does not, but both Solomon Chase and Barris would, because they are, Barris is ex-military, right? So he would have that likely well documented. So here we go. Let's go top to bottom here. 78. Oh, not Barris, Burris. Sorry, I'm saying it wrong. I'll put it in chat. Burris, I should say it like that. Burris O'Calvi. The Russo-Irish ex-military guy. Why don't you give us a medicine check, please? Or medic, or whatever it's called in this game. I can't remember.
Medic.
Medic, okay.
Well?
That's good. Well, it's not snake eyes, right? Nope. You're good. No. You're good. All right, so you're able to access Burris. Burris is 34 years old and has spent his entire life in the Army. Fit as a fiddle, as it were. Yep, nothing, no health conditions, no communicable diseases. He's up to date on all his shots, so you're fine. Next up, Solomon Chase. Now, of course, he's going to be smoking a space cigarette and rattling around the ice in his half-filled whiskey tumbler as he thinks about the one unsolved case. I'm really sorry for what I'm about to do with Solomon Chase, guys. This is going to be insufferable. Go ahead and give us a medic roll, please. Look at that. Okay. So here's what you're able to pick up from his, blood work and other scans is You would guess he is, in the recent past, not sleeping. He has an enormous amount of identifiers for stress. He also has seemingly been eating poorly because his... for a 30-year-old man, his cholesterol levels are likely what a what a much older man would have. What are your policies, guys, on sidearms on the vessel? We haven't talked about that before. Do you put them in the ship's locker? Do you force them to store them in a case, or...
Yes, I believe in the Danes' protocols had a sort of strict no open carry on the ship unless you're crew. Right. If I remember correctly. And there was like checks for various, for bags to make sure there weren't any explosives on board.
Yes, I think that was...
Quite pan out, but...
Didn't you guys get or you're looking to buying a specific scanner just for baggage now? So both of those two, both Solomon and Boris, will have firearms that they'll be checking into the ship's locker.
Okay.
So that's what you get from Solomon. He's not very old, but he has a old for his age medical results and demeanor in general.
His cholesterol's at my level then.
Yeah, it's just a very cool thing. The Alberta. I just had my shots, so I got my updated COVID and flu jabs on the weekend, and they're doing a thing now where they're rolling out pharmacies can do blood tests for you as well, basic blood tests, just to get cholesterol levels and to determine diabetic stuff, because I guess during COVID a lot of people weren't getting their regular checkups and whatnot, so they're identifying a lot of thyroid issues and blood sugar issues early on, so it's pretty cool. I live in this future, guys. Okay, so that is Solomon Chase. Any comment for Officer Chase?
Yeah, I think I'll offer him obviously seeing as we'll be on board for a couple of weeks, that once he's settled in, if he wishes to discuss any of his health issues, I'm happy to do a consultation and give him some follow-up advice on how to manage his cholesterol and his stress, and maybe have a word with Alonso about the diet and the menu that we'll offer over the next 2 weeks.
He kind of holds a long look with you. Doc, the problem I've got, it can't be solved with medicine. He takes a long drag of his space cigarette, swirls his drinks. Clearly, Alonso has been going above and beyond with his steward service by equipping this guy with, dive bar accoutrement this early on. But yeah,
fellow cigar aficionado probably know.
That's the thing. I think that he and Alonso are going to get along just fine, because Alonso has gotten himself in trouble twice in search of cigars. So,
and the whole ship is only just in black and white. All the colors have faded away.
Exactly. Who's been screwing with the lights in here? Come on. So yeah, he says that he'll try. And then we have the Mother Hollaby. And she is on... Okay, here we go. Would you go ahead and give us a medic check for her? My God, you know what this means? With this, if this is like a canonical type character, it means that fucking pseudoscience and what do you call it? Like faith healing might persist into the far future. Oh my god. What a darker future than even the 40k stuff offers. She is in tremendous health, it seems. She is well fed. She seems to happily agree to some of the dietary suggestions if you have any for her. She is also, this is not a medical thing, but as a doctor who does have a very effective bedside manner, you do find she is extraordinarily charming. She seems to take a deep amount of interest in you and your crew while talking, and not in a sinister kind of way, but in a, like, you've opened the opportunity to talk about something about yourself, and she will happily have you talking. You find by the end of the meeting that perhaps you've talked about yourself more with her as a patient than you have with any patient in years. It's not mind controlled or anything. It's just that it's that type of person. And Dr. Ilias does strike me as a pretty chatty Cathy type.
I see. A fellow spy master.
Precisely.
As would
she knows her type. So, but otherwise, yeah, she seems fine.
She had all sort of proselytize about her Candle of Hope ministries during our encounter, or is she?
She will ask
about it, or
she asks if it would be acceptable if people approach her about the Candle of Hope ministry on the crew or on the others, if she is able to provide a presentation if requested.
Yes, absolutely. We all are welcome aboard.
Good. And if any have any questions too, I take from your specialty you don't specialize in counseling, and while my education is more unconventional, I'm certainly happy to provide counsel and what's the word I'm looking for here? Reassurance. It's not the word I'm looking for, but I can't think of what it is. Comfort, counsel and comfort beyond what your medicines can offer. Not any comment on your skill, though, of course, Dr. Ilias.
No, of course, because we have to look after both the mind and the body.
And the self.
So, that's time.
Graham's handshake. Chef's kiss. Oh. Fuck this lady.
It's going to be a long 2 weeks, Laris. A long 2 weeks.
Are we nearly there yet?
Laris and Graham's immediately rolling up a new character as soon as we get to Drinax, because Laris is like, fuck it, I am out of here.
No, Edgar wants to hear this presentation.
It's going to be fantastic. Have you ever heard of the persuasive text Atlas Shrugged?
Oh my god.
All right. So that is the thing. So it seems like your non-frozen passengers are going to be fine. Then we, having met who is aboard the vessel, it'll be a couple days trip out to the jump point, so we get to check for random encounters. Then, let's see. This one I routinely, I would. I'm a mixed feelings on the cloth bookmarks in games, because I do like having them when I'm having to reference back and forth sometimes too, but I also find that sometimes they're a pain in the ass when I'm trying to read. I had to trim, I can't remember what game it was, but I had to trim one back because the cloth got caught under other books, and I pulled it out and then it just started fraying. I mean, that's more of a user error problem, but okay. So let's see here. Anchor, you are the ace pilot here. Would you give us a 4d6 roll, please?
Okay.
Ooh, so on your third day. Now, would you give us a Route 66 roll, please? A D6. So there you go. 54. So 54. Thank you. Oh, I got modifiers here. There is a high port. It's not an industrial world, so it is a border system. Okay, so we add plus 3 to that, so 12. Oh, hold on. No. 57?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And no, that can't be right.
That won't work, will it?
No. I've broken the game, guys. I'm very sorry. So how does this dice modifier work then?
Does it go up and down the table?
Is it the tens digit? Maybe it's the tens digit. Dice modifier, the first dice that's rolled. Yeah. Okay, so that is an 84 then. Oh, that's curious.
Oh.
So
Space Fang Dragon.
Yeah, and Space Fan Dragon, exactly. We've already had that.
Yes, we have.
So you guys, I guess maybe this is just a time when things are aligned in a bit of a different order. You know, the planets are aligned in a slightly different way. So the route you're taking is maybe a bit of a more off the beaten path thing. And because of where you guys are intending on jumping, I know that like it doesn't. I don't know. For whatever reason, you're likely going to a place that is not commonly there. And what you find, there seems to be a second orbital habitat in this system. And it happens to ping you and message you as you're going by. They do not, unless you guys are intending on interacting with them in anything beyond just, I see you there, they don't do anything, but you get pinged by them, I think, first as you're going by. So the concern, which I imagine your first concern might be, is that it's a pirate base, because who else has a secret base in the middle of a system? But Anchor, I think you've been the one. Oh no, Dr. Elias, you're on comms typically, so
Yeah.
you are pinged by them as you are passing.
Is it like a live voice transmission, or does like an email?
If they just acknowledge your presence right now, so you can choose to respond with anything, or you can choose to ignore it. It's not a ship that's passing by where you might like exchange gossip or something like that. It's just an orbital habitat that you weren't aware of.
I guess I would send sort of like a standard, reply back would be acknowledging them back, making sure our flight path doesn't, intersect with anything.
Yep.
That would cause interference. So.
Yep. If that's the response you give, they just they acknowledge receipt of your message, and then say nothing further.
I will turn to Anchor, as I assume we're both on the bridge for this. Like, is that a second world? I wasn't aware of another habitable place in the system.
Maybe it's a super secret base.
I think now there are pins going on the conspiracy board.
Yeah.
How does it compare in size to the world?
Much smaller. This is something that is more like a long-term habitable, larger space structure that just doesn't have a drive in it, doesn't have an engine in it, at least. It has a reactor to be able to drive the thing, but it's definitely unusual for something to be sitting out here. People, if you're sitting out here in the world, you have chosen to do so, and it's about at its current orbit is about 3 days out from the world.
So we'll ping Laris a message, like on the ship's intercom.
Okay. What is Laris doing in his downtime on the ship?
Well, I
trying to avoid candle. I don't know, actually.
Your
He's
people
probably-
are so much a different idea. You abandon the self. You don't find it as an utterly neglected part of your psyche and connection with the spiritual whole?
Yeah. Anyway, here's your sandwich.
Thank you. And strength of self to you.
Yeah. And sense of community to you.
So, Laris, you mercifully have been summoned.
Yeah. Oh, thank God for that. Dr. Ilias, yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
No,
just
please,
flown
thank
past.
you. Anytime.
Yeah, 'cause would you come to the bridge, please?
Yeah, sure. I'll scatter down onto the main deck.
So I'm just being curious. We've just flown past a habitat that neither Anchor nor myself were aware of being in this system. And seeing as you were on the station on the world for a while, maybe
Yep.
mere curiosity we had to bring up whatever visual we have, or
Yeah, why don't you give us a is it navigation that we used before for your work in flight control?
It might have been, yeah. Is that navigation with intellect
I think so, yeah.
or education? Let's go with intellect then. Okay, so I've got a rudimentary knowledge. Oh, look at that.
Holy smokes. Okay. I've said this before with other players who have nothing but hot dice, but it feels like everyone has a game, right? Like Dave's game is 3.5 D&D. He gets fucking 20s like crazy in that. Brent's game is the Iron Kingdoms RPG because he gets nothing but like amazing rolls, double sixes in this. I believe we found your game, Graham, which may not be a surprise. Yeah. So the what do you call it? If you give me one luck, I think that'll get it to a 12, which is an incredible result.
Thank you.
What you actually have, in the course of scanning and whatever else too, like one of the things you need to do for like scheduling flight control out from the world is to be able to find those optimal places that are free of gravitic influences or whatnot. And I think at some point, just because your character seems to be, for one, exceptionally bright, and two, curious, and also, I mean, not for nothing, he's also on the run, so there is reason to be paranoid as well. But you found, I don't think... Maybe you had confirmation that there is this other habitat out here. You were aware that it was out there. It seems like people talk about it in passing, but with no consequence. Nobody seems to know what it is that's out there, and no one can point to anybody who has come from there, but they are aware that people are there and that it is not open for looky-loos to visit. Although, to expend the fuel and time needed to go out to some random place 3 days travel away, you would have to be a pretty desperate pirate to want to go and do that.
Yeah. So, Dr. Ilias, it's not formally, it doesn't have a formal Imperial UWP. It is not formally held on updated star charts. It doesn't even encompass a great deal of in-system traffic, because I would have picked that up during my tenure at the World. It is a apparently isolated, though I suspect it isn't, isolated community. And it's never been very clear precisely what they actually do out there. Is it research? Is it literally a private run? Is it corporate of some description that we don't know? And actually, it's frankly, it isn't known, and there isn't a great deal of appetite on the world for people to know because they don't interact, so they're not regarded as a threat or anything. So it's a. And I'm aware of it, but as I say, the in-system traffic there is relatively mild to non-existent. It's just one of those anomalies almost.
Maybe a backup for the masters of the world.
Anchor might have a theory.
I'm sure he does.
I haven't come up with one yet. I mean, I don't really know much about this world, but I will work on that.
Nice. So apart from that one bit of, mystery in the system, there's nothing else. You're able to reach your jump point without any further complication. So let's see how your first week in jump goes. Graham, why don't you give us a 1d6 roll, please? Okay. All right. And then, David, would you kindly give us a Route 66 roll, please?
Okay.
Yeah, so that...
No, is that...
Yeah, you just need to roll 2d6, because otherwise...
It's 2d6, yeah. There you go. Ooh, 54 again.
Okay. There we go.
This is us jumping into sort of like deep space,
nowhere.
isn't it?
Yeah, deep space.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure this is not disconcerting at all. So, as soon as you get into jump,
anomaly.
Here's what you find over the course of... over the course of the first week. So, I imagine it, from this entry, what it tells me or suggests to me is that the vessels will pre-climatize you for a destination. So if you're going to a certain place that is more arid, it'll get you used to that over the course of the jump. Because what it says is that the environmental systems, the life support systems, keep resetting to a previous setting for acclimatizing. So rather than the high, high atmospheric kind of or elevation conditions that you would experience to find or expect to find on Drinax, it is maybe resetting to like Spurl. So it is a more damp and terrestrial, environment to be used to. Nothing major, nothing life-threatening, but certainly annoying. And something that you might want to chase down as well. And speaking of chasing down, does anyone approach Solomon Chase, Boris, or Kendall? I mean, I expect Laris is going to try and have as many dinners with Mother Hollaby as she can, but
well, Anchor is going to, as opposed, in between studying for his engineering jump drive exam. He's going to try to talk to Solomon Chase and say, "Oh, I hear you have unsolved cases. I have many unsolved cases."
Okay.
And I said, "Would you like to see my virtual conspiracy board?"
Okay, give us is it diplomacy? Is that the catch-all kind of charm one here? Or you can go, or streetwise, I think. Streetwise feels like, because you're going to be more on the shadier side, right?
Persuade.
Yeah, persuade you can give. So it's going to be a 10, I think.
I don't see a diplomacy. I don't see,
Oh, sorry, I could be persuade.
Or carousing, yeah.
Carousing, yeah, it depends how he approaches them, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's social as a default, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make it. Nope.
Okay, but you have plenty of luck and 23 minutes left. So you want to
spend... What do you guys think?
Go for it.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
After some negotiation. Maybe he's not a fan of barter.
No, if you spend that luck, then he'll, what you find is he has been a cop for about 12 years. That's all he's ever been. And he it finds some of that interesting, and not just in a prompting kind of way. Like, he does find it genuinely interesting. And if you talk to him, it seems that he seems to have been kind of on the go for the last about 5 months. Wow. Imagine jumping into system, doing shit, and then immediately jumping out again, hiring onto yet another place. There is
like pursuing his thing.
He is not a terrestrial agent. He's not. Think of something that is a little more official than a rent investigator. So rent investigators like Mr. Tian and Mr. Gruxon, they are, travelers and whatever else. Chase seems to come from one specific planet where he's hired as, he's a local agent who will also act off planet if needs be. So he's kind of got similarities to a rent investigator, but he does have the cloak of authority for his planet as well. It seems that he has been working on the same case for 3 years now.
Wow.
There is a young girl who has been kidnapped. And when he finally got a lead on it, after 2 years and 7 months, he has spent the last 5 months being one jump behind them. They always seem to have the upper hand here, but he is hoping that the shortcut to Drinax will set him up to intercept them, because he's fairly confident that is where they are going.
Ah, so it's a good thing you ran into us.
It was
Very nice. Well, if you need any help finding this person.
Finding has been a problem. This is where he's got the, filter shifts once again to black and white, and he's got the 1,000-yard stare. The cigarette is burned almost fully down to his knuckle.
It's Finding, okay for Anchor, because he sees in black and white anyway, right? So. It's always film noir for him.
Yes.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true among Barger. Maybe the ancients fixed that.
Yeah, I could have updated it so you're not functionally colorblind. He may let him consider it.
I feel like this ship is always going on rescue missions. Perhaps we should be called the Rescue Wanderer. And I explained to him about Teletaural and but I don't tell him about our current mission because that would be unprofessional. But I do explain to him about Teletaural and rescuing this big hoop-de-doo Aslan dude. So,
if you are willing to assist, there was a time 3 years ago when there were more people who were more interested in finding this person. And you know how it is, like, first 48 go by and then more time goes by and whatnot. And eventually you're just the guy who's obsessed with solving that one case. And this guy, again, is 30 years old. So this is not like a person at retirement age who's done that. Right. So there may be more to this than he's letting know right now. If only the
let him know about
referee had another 2 weeks to prep something.
I know.
That would be... So yeah, but if you are, he would ask you, having heard what you guys have been capable of and what you've done before, particularly if you share any of the even hints of what you've done on the world or on what's the name of the planet? Hilfer. Thank you very much.
Hilfer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hilfer.
Oh, right. We did do that Hilfer thing. Yeah, we stopped the Civil War in Hilfer. It was also about a girl.
Do you guys mention that you have had an audience with the King Oleb?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Anchor was, I guess, missed that for some reason, right?
I'm trying to remember. I know that
I missed that session, but I don't know if Anchor was there.
Your spy master took the lead in speak. I'm sorry, your physician took the lead in speaking at the audience. But if you do, I mean, in a monarchy, if you guys have the ear of the king in whatever small way, he will take definitely.
I probably dropped that because I mean, even if I weren't there, then I mean, I said, oh yeah, we had some of our crew had an audience with King Oleg, because that's where we're kind of returning to Drinax, say hi, that type of thing.
So this guy's
Anchor plays it up.
This guy's been pursuing this kidnapped girl for 3 years. In Traveler terms, he has spent almost an entire term doing this, and he would have been 27 when this happened. So this is
there like a
young hotshot kind of gone, obsessive.
Can I use like deception or investigate to see if he's like, if there's like an ulterior motive here? Because I mean, pursuing this person, I mean, after 3 years, is she kidnapped or is she want to not be found? I mean, I don't know.
Yep. Nope. That's a very good question. Why don't you give us what would it be?
I have deception and I have investigate, but I feel like.
Yeah, I think either of those. I think investigate probably is more appropriate. And then use sock as your modifier instead of because I think you're trying to talk it out of him, right?
Yeah, that's probably right.
Knock wood here, guys.
Oh, nice.
I think we've identified the fucking problem with Zoom too. I haven't had any issues since we discontinued that DSA thing. So thank you very much for your patience in me trying to sort through what the issue was. I think we've solved knock wood. I think we've solved the fucking problem. So I really appreciate you guys letting me fuck around with that.
Security agency.
Yeah. It'll be a different thing every time we reference it.
Yeah, 9.
9. Okay. So what you can tell with a 9 is there's definitely more to the story here than what Solomon Chase is telling you right now. Mm-hmm. It seems as if, like, again, someone who's at their mid to late 20s does not have the financial means to suddenly pick up and go. So there may be more to this girl or the people who want to find her than what he is suggesting. And as for his motives, that you can't judge right now. As they say in noir, it's not black and whites. There's only grays. So
well, I definitely inform the rest of the crew about this at our crew meeting.
Yeah. So you guys are having your regular crew meal. Once Laris has finished venting about Mother Olive.
It's fine. It's fine.
I think we should have a crew presentation and invite the passengers. Let's see how this goes. It should be fun.
There are two kinds of NPCs I fucking love, is ones that the players love and get connected to, and the ones that the players hate. So I will happily lean into either.
I mean, again, this is Varger, extent Varger. I've heard, says Anchor, but we follow religions all the time and drop them, as if we were to drop like a steak, to go to the next meal, right? So it should be fun. Right?
See, and Laris may be the only one who knows about the full particulars of what the, Candle of Hope Ministries is all about.
Oh, maybe Chase is following her because the person he's looking for has joined that cult.
Mm-hmm.
So which cult?
The candle cult. They hold the candle and they talk about
the candle of hope.
The candle of hope cult. They talk about.
I'm not very familiar. She mentioned something about the presentation. I'm not very familiar with the details of a particular faith.
It's
you don't
fine.
seem a fan, Laris?
It's whoever has the highest. It's whatever barger in the room has the most charisma is who. That's how it works.
I think the more details she gives, the less relevant it will seem.
Yes. But anyway, but see, more interestingly, maybe Solomon Chase is following her because she will lead him to the person he's looking for. Who's probably like a.
Oh, so that's a good question. If you've seen
a relative, or now take this. Anchor is just spitballing here, but you guys know Anchor, right?
Yeah. He has a gleam in his eyes, so we're just
but I like it. I like the connections you're making. Maybe it's furious, but I love it.
Maybe it's like what you humans call like a ex-lover, or it could be a relative that he's looking for. There's something Solomon Chase, behind that veil of space cigarette smoke. He's hiding something. But I haven't quite gotten to the bottom of it.
Mm.
I mean, we've had that before, that passengers had connections we weren't fully aware of, and caused a bit of trouble.
I mean, Anchor could probably be crying wolf in all this because he is big into conspiracies. Yeah.
So you could approach, or like you guys have a week of time in the, notwithstanding the weird environmental fuck ups, you have a week in jump here to flesh out if there's any connection between the two of them, if you're concerned about that.
Yeah, I mean, Anchor's gonna. I have Mechanic too. I can kind of check that out if we need to. The
Electronics computers, I think you could do a quick search and just see what.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah.
That's probably Laris's wheelhouse, the computer stuff. I have sensors and comms. I don't have.
Oh, okay. See, Alonzo has it as well.
Electronics, computers. Yeah, quite a bit of that. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Same.
Like you've got to be with what you've got on board, but I imagine you've probably downloaded some information on the passengers, or someone has,
Dr. Ilias, do you want to give it a
go? Sure.
So electronics, computers. Yes, please.
What do we? This is like for the potential connection.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but you want to do it, Anchor, seeing as you're the lead investigator.
Well, this will give you certain information. Yeah, like what this will do, it'll give you if there's you access their TAS, travel history, or whether there's any, obvious news sources. Look at that, Dr. Ilias. Wow.
Wow.
So
as we're chatting this, I just bring up something on the screen and save Anchor some time. But this is info we have.
So you see Solomon Chase in cosplay with a pistol and a sword. A big hat.
So what you can, as far as you can tell, there isn't overlap between these two. They happen to be going to the same place right now. Both of them have Drinax as their ultimate destination. But she seems to have been, spreading the word among her local faithful. It doesn't seem to overlap with. There is the concern that she seems to be running a small scale grift with small. This would be a bigger threat if it wasn't for the fact that she was just bleeding small groups of people on certain worlds dry and then heading on to the next place. Where they've made some inroads with some of her followers. This is you're going to find, in a couple of months' time, you're going to find Candle of Hope people in the spaceport handing out things as they're dancing to music. Little pamphlets. But right now, she is not at that stage. So, as far as you can tell, no connection.
Okay.
But you could talk as well too. That just is what the limited amount of information you collected about your passengers before you jumped has informed you. But
I don't know.
So Anchor did bring up Chase because he had kind of offered the crew to help with this intercepting the stuff.
We seem to be one of that type of crew, I was looking for helping to help a sob story.
Yeah, it's like almost everywhere we land or something.
Yeah, we'll see.
I see nothing but glowing yellow exclamation marks over everyone's head.
Yeah, he did raise his eyes when I said that we were going to say hi to the king. That Oleg guy. So I don't know.
I guess for most people, they don't get an audience with one of the most famous monarchs in the Reach. So I can understand why someone would just go like, "Yeah, right, you have to see the king."
Yeah. So something to consider for the next 2 weeks, because we are unfortunately out of time, guys, already. Let me bring us back to here, our main page. So then I will say once again, guys, I really appreciate you letting me sort out those audio issues. I know it's a pain in the ass when I'm just yapping about non-game stuff, but that really seems to have solved the problem now. So I really appreciate you putting up with that. And for those listening at home, my apologies again for the poor audio quality. It just took us time to figure out what the heck that was causing that. If you're having a similar issue, incidentally, it apparently is the DSA program, whatever it's called. The DSA service, that apparently is causing an issue. So if you're having similar issues with your Zoom, just disable it or uninstall it, and that seems to resolve the issue. So for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for part 3 of the Pirates of Drinax leg of our campaign. As is always the case, and everyone gets their 1 XP. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server where all of us are active, and there's a channel there dedicated to the Borderland Run and Traveler in general, as well as channels dedicated to most of the other games we run on the channel, and other things like finding a group or GM discussion or virtual tabletop advice. There's a great and helpful and knowledgeable community over there. You are more than welcome to join us. There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games, the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. But unfortunately, I still don't have a discount code because I just have not emailed yet. I've been my free time has been monopolized trying to fix this stupid audio issue, but I'll send an email as soon as the session finishes up. There is also they have not only a great selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games. They have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs. If you have something listed there there is something in the catalog that is not in stock, you can put it on a want list, and they'll send you an email when it comes in. And if you make a purchase of $10 or more, once I have the updated discount code, you will be able to save 10% on your purchase. And I believe they have their winter sale coming up quite soon too, which is a catalog-wide discount on everything. So I hope I'll have that updated soon. Come back to one of our more recent videos and you'll find what that is if you're listening to this at another time. There's also a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages, which is the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, an incredible organization active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children. You can learn all about their activities by going through that link, and if you make a donation of $25 or more, be sure to come back next weekend and you will be able to the Charity Initiatives channel on the Dungeon Musings Discord server, and you'll be able to cast your vote for the next of our charity mashups. The second half of this year, we've been running a series of mashup adventures, playing so far taking classic adventures or modules and running them with games they are not designed to be played with. We've played Expedition to the Barrier Peaks with Acton Cthulhu 2D20. We've played Masks of Nyarlathotep with Lex Arcana. And coming up next weekend, we will be playing a session inspired by the Great Pendragon campaign, published for Pendragon, written by the great and late Greg Stafford, but this time using the Fallout RPG, published by Modifius. We have 2 more matchup sessions between the end of now and the end of the year. So if you have donated $25 or more, be sure to check next weekend and see what game options we'll have for mashing up the next of our adventures. The last thing I will say is a huge thank you to our stalwart travelers and our players as well for once again your patience. I know it's annoying having me fucking around with other stuff rather than running the game. So I do appreciate you letting me do that. But Carl, David, and Graham, thank you so much for playing today, guys. Congratulations on getting your way back into the void. I'm sure nothing will go wrong with a obsessed cop, an ex-military vet, and a cult leader on board your ship. All things will work out well.
It's going to be great.
Then for those listening at home, we'll be back in the Trojan Reach in 2 weeks' time. But until then, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our travelers are encountering with the passengers on their crew. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.